everybody, and welcome to another video on my channel. As always, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so and like this video if you enjoy it. So today's video is going to be creating this many here. I wanted to do something bright and colourful. We're coming towards the end of winter and it just feels like it's been lasting forever. So I wanted to make myself feel like summer's actually coming and we have some warm weather. So we've gone for some bright colours. I did make a little bit of a mess today, but that's okay, as you'll see in the video, because I was using some loose glitter. So I really wanted to use my liner art gels that I recently bought. I think I did an intro video on those. So you've seen what those look like. And they did come with a silver liner gel as well, which I could have used instead of the glitter. But then I'd also bought these loose glitters, and I really wanted to give those a try. So I decided to use those instead. But you could have made this a whole lot quicker by just using the silver gel liner. But, you know, what's life without challenge? So I think this is everything that you will see me use today. So I just used the liner gels for the colours. And I've got C005, which is this vibrant yellow, and C003. Sorry, it's a bit hard to read being a dark colour on black. But yeah, that's 003. I also used a base coat. You can use any clear gel polish for the step that I used that, but definitely use something that you're not too worried if glitter gets into it. As tidy as you try and be with glitter, it's almost impossible to not get any in your bottle. You'll need a top coat to finish off with. This is the glitter I used. I'll put a link in the description box as to the pack this came in, but this is the silver one that came in that pack. You will need a dish of some sort, tile, whatever you've got that you just need to decant some of your clear gel onto. You'll need a little dappen dish with some alcohol or cleanser of your choice. And then in terms of brushes, I used my cleanup brush. Oh, look how sad this is starting to look. I think I need a new cleanup brush, but it will actually make me a bit sad. I've had this brush for about 10 years. I bought it off Uber Chic many years ago, and it makes me a bit sad. But anyway, you will need a cleanup brush of some description. You will need a detail brush or some brush to put your base coat that you have decanted. If you don't want to do that, you could always just use the brush in the pot. That's fine if you don't have a separate brush or palette to put it on. I just use my fan brush to wipe off some of the excess glitter. You will need a brush to pick up your loose glitter. Use a brush that you don't really care about, and also make sure it is dry. Do not have any liquids of any sort on that brush when you use that. I've got my orange wood stick, and I think we talked about the dappen dish and a bit of alcohol. So I think that was everything that I used. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you are all well. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm coming in here. I'm going straight in with my colour. I have cleansed my nails, but you won't see me put on a base coat because I have builder gel on. So if you don't have a builder gel or an acrylic or something as a basis, then you will need to go in with your base coat. You can also, of course, put a colour if you want to. You could go in with a white or neutral background. It's entirely up to you. I've just left mine with my builder gel because it's a bit of a nudie colour, so I was happy to leave that as it is. And I'm just going in with this neon yellow. I do love this colour. It is so bright. It's just such a cheery sort of neon summer happy colour. So I've gone in with that one. I did do my thumb off camera, but it's exactly the same design that you'll see me do on my ring and middle fingers. So I didn't do anything special with the thumb. So I didn't worry about videoing that as well, because I thought it would keep the video a little bit shorter. Having said that, this turns out to be one of my relatively shorter videos anyway, because what I'm doing isn't particularly complex. It is a little bit time consuming and it's quite fiddly. Oh, don't mind the dog fur there. It's a little bit fiddly because you just want to get your lines sort of semi-straight, but I'm not too concerned about it because I am going to go in with that glitter as my divide. So if you wanted to speed this mani up, I could have done it a lot quicker by using that silver gel liner that came in this kit. But I'd also bought a pack of loose glitters, and I was really dying to use those as well. So I just decided to do that instead. But if you did want to save yourself a significant amount of time, because I think I spend more time on the glitter than anything else, then just use a silver liner brush of glitter or yeah, that comes in this pack if you've got it. So on my index finger and my little finger, I only go in with the one colour, which is why you see me start with that yellow on those fingers, and I'm switching over to the purple for my middle fingers. And that's just really because when you're doing block colours like this, I would suggest that you start with the darker colours first. It doesn't really matter, but if you do your light colour first and then you come in with your bolder colour and you overlap, you go a little bit over the lighter colour with the darker colour, it can be a little bit trickier to get that darker colour off. Whereas if you go in with your dark colour first, of course, it's cured by the time you go in with your lighter colour. So if you get a little carried away with the light colour, it's just easier to remove a lighter colour from a darker colour than the other way around, that's all. So that's the only reason you see me going with the different colours. Here I'm just doing a quick comparison with my other hand, just to make sure that the lines, the smile lines, are roughly in the same place. Obviously, you know, it's not an exact science, doesn't really matter, but it was just to make them look a little bit more consistent. And of course I was doing here you see me using my dominant hand. When I did my other hand, it was a lot trickier. So I tend to cater my left hand to my right rather than the other way around. I've always envied people who are ambidextrous. You must be so good at nail art. Awesome. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of shot there, aren't I? Sorry, my apologies for that. I think I realise in a minute and then I come back into shot. It's really tricky with the camera positioning I've got. I haven't quite managed to perfect it because it's basically right in my line of vision, so I'm often out of camera before I realise it, so I do apologise for that. And I think I'm conscious of it from that point going forward, so I don't think it happens again. At least I hope not. So here I'm just coming in with my cleanup brush and just doing a little tidy up. These gel polishes, they're really quite full and they get a lot of gel polish on the top of the brush. So you'll see me when I remove the brush from the pot, you'll see me swivel the brush around, and that's just trying to remove some of that excess, because otherwise you will end up with a big globule of gel running down the brush, and obviously that's not what you want to do when you're lining, when you do it using a liner brush. My hand just popped off to the side there. I just went in and cured that because I've done my first coat of everything, and so I've just gone in to cure that. And I do cure that for 60 seconds. I don't really think that lime yellow needs it, but whenever I use a dark colour like that, I always go in for 60 seconds just to make sure I've got a good cure. So the lime yellow, I do actually go in with 2 coats. I don't with the purple because it is just so opaque. It's just not necessary. So I think you can see there I've moved the purple polish out of the way because I'm finished with it now. I don't need to do a second coat. But that lime yellow does need a second coat. You also need to give it a little bit of time to self-level. So I'm basically using these gel liner brushes for something they weren't really intended for. They're designed to do the lines, which you see me doing right now, and they are fantastic at that. They're not actually designed to fill in the colour like you see me doing here. So because it is a very thin brush, it can be a little bit streaky. So go in with your layer and then just give it a moment to self-level, and that will get rid of that streakiness for you. I didn't find that so much on the darker colour, but it's very common with neon colours. Neon colours are very good at streaking. So just do your colour and then just leave it for a moment, let it settle. Once you're happy with that, then pop that in the lamp. Yes, there you can just see me taking off a lot of that excess. Don't forget to cap your free edge. It's very easy to forget to cap your free edge when you're doing designs like this, but it does make a big difference. So you'll see me go in and do the free edge. I personally think it makes a very big difference when you cap your free edge. It just finishes off the nails nicely. It just gives it a nice finished look. And I'm just doing a little perfecting with my clean-up brush. I could never be without my clean-up brush. I love my clean-up brush. But it's actually starting to look really sad. I'm quite depressed. I've had that brush for so long. And I oil it, you know, quite regularly and everything, which is the only reason I think it's actually lasted me the 10 years that it has. But it is just getting to the point where it's just looking really tired and really sad. But I don't know if I can bring myself to part with it. I might just have to replace it and hang on to it. I do love that brush. It's a great brush. I'm sorry if you hear a few sniffles. I have got a little bit of a cold at the moment, so yeah, feeling a little bit snuffly today. Oh, I'm out of shot again, sorry. I think I realised I got a bit of glitter or something on my finger there, so I think you see that for the rest of the video, but that's fine. Glitter gets everywhere, so for those of you that use loose glitter, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It is impossible to use it neatly. It is impossible to contain it. I don't know how it is possible for something to get into everything and then you can never get it out of anything. You know, it sticks to everything, your clothes, your face, like your brushes, everything. It's funny stuff, but it does look absolutely amazing with nail art, so you really can't beat it. It's a fantastic look. And this one came in a set that I got, I think it had 15 or something like that, 12 maybe. Yeah, or 16, something like that. It was a mixed pack anyway. And it had lots of lovely colours, which I'm just dying to use. But I really wanted to use the silver one on this design, so I've used this one. But there will be more videos coming up with other ones, because some of them in there were quite holographic. And you know how much I love holographic glitter. It just looks fantastic. I honestly don't think that you can beat that in nail art. It's amazing. And you can do so many things with it. You know, you can use it as just raw glitter if you want that textured look. You can use it you can, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Burnish, that's it. You can burnish it in so you get the true linear hollow look, which is just, that is my personal favourite. I just think that is that's just amazing. And you can also use it for glitter fades as well. So here I'm just coming in with some base gel and I'm decanting that. You don't have to use base gel, but you will need some sort of clear gel that has a tacky layer when it's finished curing. So yes, I've just decanted some of that on my little palette and I'm now going in with my detail brush. If you don't have a palette and detail brush, then don't worry, just use the brush in with the actual gel that you're using. Just try and use a little bit, that's all. Try not to use much more than you need, which is the only reason I decanted it, because I'm just placing it along those dividing lines that I've got with my gel polish. So yeah, just use something where you can try and control the amount that you put on, because you don't want to be putting the gel all over the nail. You just want it where you want to be placing your glitter. It's just going to be easier for you to manage if you can do that, that's all. Because you'll see what I mean when I start to apply the glitter. The more you can contain it to an area, then the less time it's going to take you, basically. Oh, if you can hear that, that's one of my dogs trotting along at 1,000,000 miles an hour. It's a crazy little thing. It's very cute, but he's a little bit hyperactive. So here I'm just coming in, this brush is dry. Do not put anything on this brush. You don't want this damp with anything. So it's just a dry brush. You can see I'm dipping into my glitter pot. And I'm just placing that on top of where I've just put my base gel, which is where my coloured gel borders are. So the middle finger and ring finger are going to look quite messy initially, because obviously with the brush you can't control exactly where the glitter goes. I'm sticking to the lines, but you pick up quite a bit of glitter on your brush, so they're going to look a little bit messy until you see me go in and tidy that up, which I do with a combination of my cleanup brush but also an orange wood stick as well. Some of the larger pieces are a bit harder to move with a cleanup brush, but with the orange wood stick it's a little bit easier to maneuver them around the nail. So I'm done with that brush, and there we go. I'm going to start with my orange wood stick. Orangewood sticks are fantastic. If you haven't got them, you really do need to get some, because they're a bit like dotting tools. They're just multi-purpose. You can use them for so many different things. You know, they're designed to push your cuticle back, but they have so many different uses. Fabulous little tools. Highly underrated in my opinion. So yes, here I'm just moving them around my nails. I'm starting with the easy ones. I'm chickening out. I'm starting with the index finger and the ring finger my little finger, because they're the easiest. They're just down that one line because I've just got that one diagonal stripe. Whereas on the other hand, the other fingers, you'll see I just maneuver the glitter polishes around. But it's just a case of moving them around to where you want them. I don't think I specified. So that base gel is not cured. I think it looked like I paused the video, and that's because I had to get up and let my dogs out. But do not cure that base gel. So this base gel is still wet, which is how I'm able to move the glitter around the nail the way that I am, and also means that when I do cure this, the glitter is going to cure into that base gel, which is what you want. That's going to be easier when you come to top coat it. And I actually go in with a layer of base coat first, because no matter how much you try and avoid it, you are going to get some of that loose glitter on your brush. So if you're going straight in with your favorite top coat, if it's not allocated just for glitter manis, then it's going to be virtually impossible to keep the glitter out of that, which is why I go in with a layer of base gel in between, which you'll see me do in a moment. Right now I'm still busy trying to maneuver these things around my nail. So as I said, glitter just gets everywhere no matter how much you try and contain it. But it's all good. It's one of the reasons we love it. It's too sparkly and shiny not to use it. It's wonderful stuff. There I'm just taking off a chunk of chunky glitter that was sitting on the free edge. You don't want to cure that onto your free edge, because then you're going to have a rough edge to your nail, which is not what we want. So try and keep the glitter away from your free edge as much as you can. If you get it on there and you cure it, it's not a big deal. You can just go in with a file, with a nail file or a buffer even, just to smooth off the surface. So it's not a big deal, but if you spot it, it's just easier to remove it. So you can see here, it's actually very easy to move this glitter around the nail. I was just debating how thick I wanted the glitter line, but I basically just did it in line with my other hand. So it did end up being reasonably thick, which was fine, and parts of it looked like it's sort of doing a little bit of a glitter fade, which was fine as well. So I've cured that now, and I'm just going in with my fan brush to get rid of those little loose bits of glitter. And even after I've done this, you'll still see I get glitter pieces on the brush when I go in with my base gel. So it is very handy if you can have a bottle of gel, of clear gel of some description that you keep just for glitter. It's very handy if you can do that. If you can't, then just decant some onto a palette and use a separate brush that you keep for glitter. So that's the other way around it if you don't want to have a bottle dedicated to it. But I would recommend definitely decanting some onto a palette if that's the case. So now I'm just coming in with my base gel. I think I just found a random glitter there. So yes, this is my base gel. I only use this for glitters. And I'm just going to go in and put a layer of that on. I like to use the base gel simply because it's clear and it's going to cure with a tacky layer. So it just sort of provides everything that you need really. So it's very handy. So I'm just going to go in with that and do a single layer. And when you see me, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I do actually wipe this brush off a few times when I can see that I've got glitter on it. I will wipe it before I put it back in the pot. Yeah, you can see me do it there. So yes, if I do find the glitter, I do try and remove it, but you're not going to be able to remove all of it. Now I'm just capping my free edge, doing a quick check. I think I got away without any glitter that time, which is a miracle. Doesn't happen very often. I'm sorry, I've just realised this video is quite dark, isn't it? I might see if I can lighten it up a little bit. I'm not quite sure why it's so dark. It's a little bit odd. I don't know. Technology and it generally just ends up being a fail in some way or another. So when you're happy with that layer, and also the other thing is if you do find some glitter does move around with your base gel, then you can just move it around the nail as well, because it's a clear gel, so it's not going to be an issue. And I think I might be doing that here. I think I'm moving something around on my nail. A little bit of loose glitter that just snuck in somewhere where it shouldn't be. And then that goes off to the lamp to cure. So this is a 30-second cure, that particular base gel, and now I'm coming in with my top coat. So I could have gone in and done it and buffed that base gel if I needed to. I just didn't need to. This glitter lays very flat, and I didn't have any rough edges or anything like that, so I didn't worry about it. But if you are using a rougher glitter and you don't like that feeling, then once you've done that layer of base gel and cured it, then remove the tacky layer and just go over it very lightly with a buffer. You don't need to apply any pressure, you're just taking rough edges off. So you don't need a file, a buffer will do the job. If you don't have a buffer and you've only got a file, that's fine. Just use a very, very light touch because you don't want to go through your builder gel, your base gel, and remove any of that glitter. So just have a light hand. But this glitter, as I said, lay very flat. I didn't have any issues with that. So it wasn't necessary for this mani, which is very handy. And I'm just going in with my top coat. I love this top coat. It just gives it a lovely, really super lustrous shine. And it lasts ages, so it's a really nice one to use. Oh, I think I had a dog fur or something on my nail there. So just do a quick check your line of light, make sure everything looks fine, you haven't got any bits of dust or anything, and cure it. So there we go, that's the finished mani. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you are safe and well. Take care, and I'll see you.